Hi, I'm Haley.
Hi, I'm Yaneli.
And welcome to the Pink Pill Podcast.
Today, we're bringing you guys a little video that we have just spontaneously planned. Today, we're going to be reading Am I the Asshole? Threads on Reddit.
Yeah, I'm ready to tell if they're the asshole or not. I'm ready to clock these bitches.
No, me too. I'm ready to give people the opinion
They need to be clocked.
Okay, so I'm going to start off. I'm reading Am I the Asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he's a mama's boy. First of all, I just want to say I don't think you are.
No, because mama boy is like, you gotta stay away.
You do. I'm telling you, it's a big ass red flag in and of itself. I, 28 female, recently broke up with my boyfriend, 30-year-old male, because of his relationship with his mom. At first, I thought it was sweet how close they were, but over time, it really started to bother me. For context, his mom is very involved in his life. She still does things for him that, in my opinion, a grown man should be handling himself. For example, when she visits, she'll cut his steak for him and put the fork in his mouth, wash his underwear, run a bath for him, and help him wash his hair.
My heart's racing for
and
this girl.
tuck him into bed for naps. Oh,
naps,
bitch. No. When she's around, he completely reverts to a child. He stops flushing the toilet, doesn't clean up after himself, just acts like an 8-year-old. It's like all the maturity and independence I fell for just disappears. I tried to talk to him about how uncomfortable it made me. I explained that while I respect his love for his mom, I think there should be some boundary. He brushed it off, saying I was overreacting and that this was just how they've always been. The final straw was when she stayed over for a weekend, and he expected me to cater to her the way she caters to him. I'm cleaning up after both of them, cooking all the meals, and even joining in on their bizarre nap routine. I felt like I was the third wheel in my own relationship. After that, I told him I couldn't do it anymore and ended things. He was shocked and said I was jealous of his mom and I just didn't understand their bond. His mom, of course, called me ungrateful and immature. Now, I'm wondering if I overreacted. I didn't want him to choose between me and his mom, but I also couldn't see myself in a relationship where I felt like the side character to their dynamic.
You are not the fucking asshole.
No, you are not, girl. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because mama's boys does that's like freakish. Like that's like you're into your mom at this point.
Yeah, and so your mom likes washing your hair as a 30-year-old
The
man.
naps, like you're a 31-year-old man, your mom's tucking you in bed and reading you a fucking bedtime story and telling and good night, like kissing you on the head.
I bet
like,
she's probably ruined so many of his relationships. Bro.
No, definitely not the asshole, because you shouldn't even, like, if that's a question in your mind of just, like, wanting to make him choose between, like, him and his mom because of something like that.
Yeah.
Girl, run.
Run
away.
No, genuinely. I actually dated I talked to a mama's boy not too long ago, like a year ago. We just randomly met one day. Like, I went to the Puerto Rican restaurant down the street, and they were there, the whole fam, and we knew each other from when I used to go to church when I was little. So I was like, oh my God, you're so grown up, right?
Yeah.
And so I started, like, talking to him, and he invited me to church, and I went, because, whatever. And then this lady, I literally kid you not, she told me that I was prophesized to be with her son. Yes. Prophesized to be with her son. And then she told me he doesn't like it when girls do this. He doesn't like it when girls do that. I know my son better than anyone else, and I don't think he would like the way you dress. I broke it off with him so quick like that. I was like,
yeah, no, because what the fuck? Because then if you ever like married somebody like that, you'd be stuck with that mother-in-law that like
tries to control you. Ew.
Yeah, or like the mom that like just wants
she
to
would
fuck
dress
her son.
me, bro. Like she would give me clothes. She'd be like, "Here, put this little outfit on for tonight's event," and I would put it on. And I'd be like,
I think she was living through you, bro.
She really was. She was like dating her son through me. Like as soon as the straw that broke the camel's back was one day me and him and his mom, we went to BJ's, to like pick up some stuff. And I like playing around. I'm a goofy ass person. So I was sitting on the furniture. I was running up, up the walls and screaming parkour. Like, that's just how I am. And she pulled me to the side and she was like, my son doesn't like girls like that. I literally told him, I was like, I can't do this with you and your mom no more.
That's crazy. Yeah,
no.
Fuck, no.
Definitely not.
Let's see.
So next, Haley's going to read one. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. That last one was a lot.
That already had, like, my heart was racing for that girl.
Yes, she might have been in danger for real. Like, I'm glad she got out.
You are in danger. Run. Oh my god. Okay.
Please.
Am I the asshole for pimping out my husband to the woman he cheats on me with? Wow. So this is a pretty wild situation, and I'm not sure if I'm handling the right way. I, 35F, have been married to my husband, John, 38M, for 10 years. Over the past few years, I've discovered that he's been cheating on me with multiple women. Boo.
10 years ain't even that far into it either.
But, like, think of it, even just being in a relationship, like, for, like, the 2.5 years, like, it goes by fast, but also, like, just that too, we shared so much with each other, so imagine 10 years of just, like...
That's true.
Complete, just, like, pretty much, like, nakedness with somebody. Like, ugh, you're gonna cheat?
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
Yeah.
It's been devastating, but I felt trapped because I have no income of my own and no way to support myself if I leave him. One day, I had an idea. Instead of confronting him or leaving right away, I decided to turn the situation to my advantage. I started encouraging his affairs, subtly suggesting that he spend more time with these women, and even helping him plan dates. Girl, you better than me. Ooh, But okay. I figured if he was going to cheat, I might as well benefit of it. Okay. I took it a step further by reaching out to the women he was seeing. I told them that if they wanted to continue the relationship with John, they would need to give me a 50% cut of whatever he spent on them, whether it was money, gifts, or other perks. Surprisingly, they agreed. They were so infatuated with him that they didn't mind sharing the benefits with me.
What the fuck?
I started asking John for money for various things. Shopping, spa days, even vacations. He was so wrapped up in his affairs that he didn't notice how much I was spending.
No.
I saved every penny I could, building up a secret fund for myself. After a year of this, I finally had enough money to support myself. I filed for divorce, citing his infidelity as the reason. When he found out, he was furious and accused me of using him. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. I told him that if he hadn't cheated, none of this would have happened. Now, some of my friends think I'm a genius for turning the tables on him, while others think I'm just as bad as essentially pimping him out and taking advantage of the situation. I don't feel guilty because I did what I had to do to survive and secure my future. So, am I the asshole for pimping out my husband to the woman he cheats on me with, taking a 50% cut, and divorcing him after getting enough money to support myself?
I don't think that's real. You know, maybe, I don't know. It's difficult for me to say because, like, I personally know women in my life, older women, who have done very, very crazy shit when their husband cheats. Like, very wild shit. But, like...
But low-key, like, as a survival strategy, like, I mean, he betrayed her first. So, right. I mean, that's kind of fair game if, like, it depends on the person. Some people want to take the high road. Some people say that's fair game, and... You use me, I use you.
I suppose so. I also feel like she could have just gotten a job, so I don't know. Like,
that is true, but you never know. It could be like financial abuse and stuff like that. But
that's true. That's true.
If not, girl, you cannot rely on a man ever. Financially.
Period. Always have a job. Don't quit that job. Period. But all right. Here's the next one. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she didn't include my daughter as a flower girl? So I, 28-year-old female, have a sister, Clara, 23 years old, who's getting married in a few months. We always have been close, but things have gotten complicated since she started planning her wedding. A little bit of a backstory. I have a daughter, Lily, 6, who adores Clara. Clara initially told Lily she could be a flower girl, and Lily has been excitedly talking about her big role at the wedding ever since. However, last week, Clara called me to say that she changed her mind. She decided to have only her fiance's niece as a flower girl because they are from a very traditional family, and having them included would please his family. I tried to explain how much this meant to Lily and that she was already really looking forward to it. Lily was even already feeling part of the day. And had even started calling it our wedding when she talked about it. Clara said she felt really bad, but her future in-laws were very insistent, and it would make things smoother for their family dynamic. I got upset and told Clara that if Lily isn't included, as she promised, neither of us will attend the wedding. Now Clara is upset, saying I'm being unreasonable and using Lily to manipulate her decision. My parents think I should let it go and not miss Clara's big day over something like that. I feel torn, because while I don't want to miss my sister's wedding, I also don't want to teach Lily that it's okay for people to break their promises to her. So Reddit, am I the asshole refusing to go to the wedding if Lily isn't a flower girl?
No. Like, this girl is definitely not an asshole for standing up for your kid. Because I, honestly, hearing at first, I was a little nervous. I was like, okay, this girl might be the asshole. You know, because sometimes there's some moms out there that just thinks, like, you know, everything should be, like, the world revolves around them and their kids or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that she, like, had previously promised the kid and, like, she, like, kind of knowing this kid was, like, excited and, you know, just, okay, maybe I'm uneducated. Jesus.
Please.
As I was saying. But what tradition out there does it, like, have to be, like, the groom?
Just
like,
one flower girl. Yeah. I feel like that's an excuse.
I've actually, like, I feel like it just doesn't matter. Like, there's normally 2 or 1. Like, who gives a fuck?
Me and my sister were both flower girls for my uncle's wedding, so that's
I mean, I don't really know, like, what, like, tradition or religion or ideology that, like, requires there to be one flower girl. I think that was just kind of, like...
Yeah, I think that was an excuse, but I also feel like she should definitely still go to her sister's wedding. Because, like... If we're being honest, we don't know how Clara and her husband's relationship work. And, I mean, I feel like maybe the situation might be that Clara did promise Lily the flower girl position, but without talking to her husband about it. And maybe he had a different impression, and maybe Clara, to just avoid problems, she was like, you know what, let me just call him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like... If weddings are important to you, then I think you could teach your daughter Lily that sometimes things are out of your control and you just got to go with the flow, you know? But I also feel like she's completely valid about being upset about that. Because it's just like, what you're doing is you're like choosing to do something for your relationship at the expense of my daughter. And that's just bad.
Yeah. And I also feel like, you know, you should probably still go because at the end of the day, like, that is family. Like, it doesn't sound like some kind of like crazy family betrayal. It's just like, it kind of shows like at the end of the day, if that's like want to teach your kids that you should, you know, love your family even if sometimes you don't agree with them and that you should support them. Yeah,
for sure. Because I mean... I didn't go to either of my sister's weddings. And I don't necessarily, like, regret it. I do feel bad, though. Just because, like, I don't have a great relationship with my sisters, at all.
Yeah.
I have a younger sister. Me and her were super locked in. But my older sisters, we were just raised in separate houses for the beginning of our lives. So we just don't get along that well. And I just feel like I didn't want to go to their weddings because they were just, like... upholding weird-ass religious, like, traditions that I don't really care for. But I do regret it, because it's, like, weddings are so important to people. And if I invite you to my wedding, I want you to show up. And if you don't, that hurts my feelings. But I've also skipped out on a lot of weddings, so I'm not gonna lie.
I get that, though. There's always, like 2 truths can be the same thing, you know? Are you ready for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So... Am I the asshole for cutting all contact with my family because of a prank? This one has a trigger warning.
Oh, wow.
The trigger warning is emotional abuse and bullying.
You're probably not the asshole, then.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're probably not.
You're probably not.
Okay. So, I posted a story on here before, and we're going to go ahead of that. I, 27F, have always had a complicated relationship with my family. They've always been the type of people who think any joke is fine as long as someone laughs, no matter who gets hurt. Over the years, I've tried to brush it off and not let it bother me too much, but this time, they crossed a line I can't ignore.
Ooh.
Recently, I achieved something big in my life. I bought my first home after saving for years. Okay. It's something I worked incredibly hard for, sacrificing vacations, nights out, and basically anything extra to make it happen. I was beyond proud of myself and excited to finally have a place to call my own. Naturally, I wanted to share this milestone with my family, even though our relationship has always been rocky. A few weeks ago, we had a family dinner to celebrate my new home.
Oh, God.
Everything seemed fine at first, and they congratulated me, asking about the house, and seemed genuinely happy for me. But halfway through the night, my brother, 30M...
30. Bitch.
30!
30.
And sister, 25F, handed me an envelope. They said it was a surprise to help me with my house.
Oh, God.
I'm kind of, like, nervous.
Me too, bitch. What?
Oh, my God. I opened, and inside, it looked like a legal notice stating that my house purchase had been canceled because of a clerical error. And that it now was being sold to someone else. It even had an official looking letterhead, my name, and details about the house, and I was in complete shock. Everyone around the table started laughing, and my brother yelled, "Gotcha!" Turns out they had faked the letter and thought it would be hilarious to see my reaction. I burst into tears, which only made them laugh harder. They even recorded the whole thing on their phones to post to social media.
No, they kind of funny. Oh my God.
Okay, because it's not really seeming that deep. Like,
yeah, like, oh
that's
God.
Kind of fucked up a little bit.
But a lifetime full of pranks, you get to a point too.
Yeah. You get to a point. When I finally managed to speak, I told them how cruel this was. Buying this house was the biggest thing I'd ever done, and they turned it into a joke at my expense. Their response, "You're so sensitive. It was a prank. Lighten up."
I would have asked them to leave.
Be like, the door.
Yeah, get out.
The door. I left the dinner early, completely heartbroken. A few days later, I decided I had enough. This wasn't the first time they pulled a prank like this over the years. They humiliated me countless times.
Damn.
Once ruining a job interview outfit by accidentally spilling coffee on it. Another time, pretending to lose my dog just to see me panic.
Oh my God, that's not funny.
You would catch fucking hands from
bro,
me.
me too, bro.
If someone, like, if I had,
The
like,
dog?
a friend, like, watching my dog or something like that, and they called me and they were, like, fucking me, like, "Oh, I lost your dog," I would be, like, on the way home,
yeah,
like,
bitch,
speeding,
we would fight.
crying, like, and I come find out you was joking, like, excuse me?
Yeah, you might get your ass
No.
whooped.
No. I cut off all contact. I didn't make a scene. I just stopped responding to the messages. Blocked them on social media, declined invites to family events. Now I'm getting guilt-tripping messages from extended family saying I'm being selfish and tearing my family apart.
Kill yourself, maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God. Let me see. My mom even left me a voicemail crying about how much she misses me and begging me to come back. But I can't bring myself to forgive them. This prank felt like the final straw.
What's
and I
with
don't
them?
see if I can trust them again. So Reddit, am I the asshole for cutting off my family over the prank?
Can I be honest with you? Like,
Yeah, be real.
I don't think she is. Like, look, I think that the final straw is a little bit funny. Just in the sense of, like, they would have to have done it so many times.
Yeah, it's the years of build-up.
Yeah, years of build-up for her to, like, break at that prank. You know what I'm saying? And then for them to, like, get family members to message her, guilting her to come back.
Yeah.
So that y'all can keep humiliating her.
That seems really toxic. Like, I don't think...
What the fuck?
I don't think they're an asshole at all. Like, especially the dog thing is crazy. Like, that's just, like, kind of fucked up. Like, I feel like that's almost like they're enjoying, like, humiliating and making their own blood, like, cry and, like, feel pain. Like, what the fuck is, like,
that's
wrong
weird.
with you?
My family used to do shit like that. Like, wherever we would eat, like, chicken soup, they'd be like, "This is your friend. This is the chicken."
We did.
Bro.
Oh
like,
my God. But it wasn't even a prank. Like, that was, like, my actual, like, I had a pet pig as a kid. And I loved this pig, like, so much. His name was Hanky. I loved Hanky. And one day at breakfast, like, I did everything with this pig.
Hanky is crazy.
And so at breakfast, like, I'm eating, and normally our normal breakfast, like, eggs, pancakes, like, that was just our normal breakfast. And so we were having bacon, and they were like, "Do you like that bacon?" And I was like, "Yeah, this bacon's, like, really good." Okay. Fast forward. I think I was probably at this point maybe 5, 6, maybe like 6. Okay. I am now I'm 11 years old at this point. And so, you know, like how, like, parents will, like, tell, like, their kids, like, when their pet dies that it ran away back to its farm, you know? We live next door to the fucking farm that we got it from. So when my parents, like, when they told me that, you know, my pig, like, had ran away back to the farm to go back to its family, I'm like, okay, like, because it made sense because we were right next door to the farm. And then come to find out that morning that they asked me how the baking was, like, I was eating my pet. And they told me, like, years later.
Yeah, like 10 years later.
Yeah, I found out, like, years later that I had ate my own pet.
Yeah, that's just not right, bro.
Yeah, like, I feel like
when I was a kid, they would eat the chickens and they would be like, do you like how the chicken tastes? And I'd be like, yeah. And it'd be like, this is your chicken from the backyard. And I would cry, right? And then they'd all just laugh. They'd be like, girl, if you don't eat your chicken
But, like,
soup.
that, like, farmer life, it's, like, that's just the way of living, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it's, like, damn, like, why?
Cold-hearted as fuck. But, alright, next one. Maybe, like, the second to last. We'll see. Am I the asshole for not wanting my disabled cousin at my wedding? I, 26-year-old female, am getting married soon to my amazing fiancé Liam, 30-year-old male. And I'm struggling with whether or not to invite my cousin, Tom, 29-year-old male. Tom has a developmental disability, and while he's almost 30, he has the intellectual capacity of a 7-year-old. I've always tried to be patient and understanding, but he has consistently crossed physical boundaries with me in ways that really make me uncomfortable. I've always been an early bloomer, oh god, and I have a much larger than average chest, and because of all the sports I did in high school that continue to this day, I would like to say I look good. I only say this because it's the main reason my family uses to justify Tom's behavior. Over the years, Tom has touched my chest and my butt quite a few times. He's also hugged me tight and tried to kiss me, even though I immediately told him to stop each time. It never seems to stick. He also tells all of his caretaker, nurses, and live-in caregivers that I'm his girlfriend. He also doesn't like Liam because he insists Liam isn't my fiancé boyfriend because he is my boyfriend. Tom also talks about how he will marry me, and it kind of feels like when a little kid tells their parent they're going to marry them, but it's still very uncomfortable. I brought it up to my family, but they always downplay it, saying Tom doesn't understand and that he's just showing affection. The excuse used most often is he's a little boy in a man's body, and you're a conventionally attractive woman. That's some shit. When I tell my mom how uncomfortable it makes me, she says I probably entertained his behavior too much and that he's harmless. She insists I should be firm, but anytime I've tried, the family accuses me of being mean to him. With my wedding coming up, I want the day to be relaxed and special without constantly worrying about Tom overstepping boundaries. When I told my family that I considered not inviting him, they were outraged. They said I was being unfair, cruel, and that he'd be devastated not to come. My mom said it would even ruin his day. But it's obvious that he's different, which she thinks is heartless. Maybe he should know he's different, girl. I mean, I get that Tom can't help certain behaviors, but I feel like my family has always completely ignored my feelings in this. They always brush off my discomfort and say it's my responsibility to manage it, or that he doesn't know any better. But it's my wedding, and I don't want to be on the edge the whole time. Liam says I have every right not to invite him, especially because of how he treats both of us like our relationship isn't real. Still, I wonder if I'm being too harsh or unkind since Tom isn't fully aware of boundaries and doesn't really know what he's doing is bad or harmful, especially because his parents and other family members encourage it. Am I the asshole?
No. No, this girl is... Okay, this is a really, like, complicated topic, though. Because, one, like... physically he is like a 30-something-year-old man, and there is that like developmental like disorder where like he does act like an 8-year-old boy, and there is like, you know, there is boundary issues and stuff like that that comes with that. But on the other hand, this girl's feelings are fucking valid, like despite whether if like they were disabled or not. I don't think, like, I think if you feel uncomfortable around somebody, and especially, like, even though his mind might be, like, you know, at an 8-year-old, his body isn't.
Right.
And so, being young like that, there comes, like, the impulse control.
Exactly.
They don't have impulse control. And so, like, I kind of...
respectfully, like, he's a man. Like, what lines... Like, if there's no lines in the sand, where is he going to end up... What is he going to end up doing?
Exactly. Have you watched Criminal Minds?
No, I haven't actually, but I think I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, there was an episode like that.
A lot of rapists, respectfully, like, a lot of rapists are men with mental disorders. You know what I'm saying? Taking it out on women for no reason. And I think that they're not doing enough about Tom's behavior. Like...
Especially encouraging it, like, that's just, like, kind of, like, sickening. No,
like, if he was a kid, y'all would be borderline hitting the child to get him, like, from groping women.
You're, like,
that's what
you're influencing him to, like, do that, and to, like, it's, like, kind of just, like, you're creating that. Like, it's kind of sick.
Right.
And especially if he has, like, the mind of 8-year, like, it's such an easy mind to manipulate.
And that's his cousin. Why are you letting him grope his own cousin?
That's sick.
That's, like, disgusting as fuck.
Like, I don't... Like, if you were, like, my son or whatever, and I don't care if you had a mental disability or not, you're, like, if you're touching your fucking... Like, that's fucking weird. Like, I don't think in any way, shape, or form... Yeah. Like, if anything, I would just say if my son... Like, he was my son, I would just, like, despite loving my son to death, like, if that makes somebody uncomfortable, like, as a woman, yeah, I would fucking understand.
Yeah, like, be so for real. No.
Yeah. This girl is not the asshole. Like, I think her fiance was right that she has every right to not want him.
Yeah, I had a disabled cousin. Well, we aren't blood cousin. We're all Hispanic, you know? So we're just all, like, intermingled. But, he was, like, 10 years older than me. I think he's literally, like, 31 now. And sometimes he would grab me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just, like, in a friendly way. But the way he would grab my ass and I would, like, fall, like... My aunt was very stern with him. Like, very stern with him. Like, if she had to smack his hands, even as a 17-year-old, then sometimes she had to smack his hands. I mean, she never hit him because, like, Lord
But it's like, you're protecting your kid. Like, despite whether it being family or not, say that wasn't family. That would, like... The only reason why it's being, I guess, like, almost like it could be controversial is the fact that, I guess, the one disabled and that they're family.
Yeah. And I just feel like when you are disabled, like, I just feel like that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. It just means you need more help, like, knowing how to act. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tom's not at fault here. I feel like his parents
are at fault. I really don't think he's at fault either.
Like, they should be doing more to, like, help him understand boundaries. It's not like he's incapable.
Yeah. It's not like he's just some, like, creep or something like that. Like, you gotta think, like, even though he may look like a 31-year-old man, he has an 8-year-old mindset. Like, inside, like, that really is just a fucking kid who's being manipulated and crazy.
Right.
And, like, they don't know boundaries. They don't have any impulse control. If there's no one to just, like, help with that, then it's gonna spiral out of control.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. If he was just grabbing all attractive women, he would be grabbing all attractive women. It's just his cousin. Yeah. Like, y'all are letting him think that he could possibly get with his fucking cousin, which is weird.
Crazy. All of you, seek mental help.
No, girl.
All right, this is actually a little bit of a shorter one. Okay. Am I the asshole refusing to let my stepmom be called grandma? Ooh. I, 29F, just had my first child, and my stepmom, Laura, 56F, is insisting my baby call her grandma. Laura married my dad when I was a teen and had never been a maternal figure. She even told me back then, I'm not your mom, which was fine. I already had one. Now Laura says she's earned the grandma title after years in the family, but I disagree. I told her that the title is for my mom and my partner's mom, and Laura got upset, claiming I'm disrespecting her, and my dad backed her up, saying I'm being petty and I should move on from the past. I don't hate Laura, but I feel grandma should reflect like a real bond, and she's never been that close to me. Am I being unfair, or is it reasonable to set this boundary? Am I the asshole?
Laura sounds like she needed therapy, bro, because...
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, she probably doesn't even... 29-year-old female, Laura probably never even liked the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now that she's grown and she has a baby, now you want to claim her? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just that new, like, that, like, there's a baby, like, you know, like, kind of vibe, but
yeah,
I feel
but
like...
it's more than just a baby. It's a person, and bitch, like, you're not family. Like, why would she be calling you grandma? She should be calling you by your first name, Laura.
And I feel like, I call, what's it called? I call my stepmom, like, I call her by her name. Mm-hmm. And... even though, like, at first, I will say, like, we had a rocky start. Like, I was just a young kid. I really just was upset that just the way it turned out with, like, my mom's relationships. And I just really didn't want a stepmom. And so, clarify, my mom is gay and she is married to a woman. So we don't get complicated here. Just get clear. Pretty much, like, over the years, like, she has become, like, a crucial part of my life. And even though we don't have, like, we don't have, like, a motherly bond. It's more of just, like, we know we're family. Like, it's just, like, we're family now.
Yeah,
you know?
I've seen it.
And so I met her when I was... I met her when I was, I think, 9 or 10. So I've known her for maybe, like, what?
A long time.
Long time. Like, almost 10 years now. Or maybe 10 years. I don't even know anymore. But I feel like she would definitely have earned the right to be called grandma. And I feel like it shouldn't matter.
Because she's been there for you.
Yeah, it's not like a blood-related thing. It's just, like, the fact that she doesn't have that bond. Then why do you even, like...
You just want to stake a claim on the grandbaby.
Yeah, like, grandma is mom's mom. If you weren't my mom, you're not my kid's grandma.
No, yeah. Like, stop trying to stake a claim. Like, this is not yours. You ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, I fuck with that.
Yeah, period.
Yes, fuck that bitch.
All in all, I feel like today's assholes on Reddit... Oh.
It'll be going.
Okay. All in all, I think that all of today's assholes on Reddit were, for the most part, not the asshole. Right?
Yeah, I don't actually... Did we say anybody was the asshole?
No.
Which is kind of crazy.
Is anyone ever really the asshole on Reddit? Like...
I feel like there's a lot of fucking assholes on Reddit. Reddit is
No, bitch. I don't mean, like, the users. I mean, like, the stories. I haven't read a good asshole one.
You know, I've never really, like, dug into them that much. I mean,
really?
I've seen some, like, people have posted before of, like, some people actually being assholes. But, like, some of those were kind of misleading. Like, I kind of thought it was, like, this bitch might be an asshole, like, but then you read it and, like, they're not really the asshole. What do the assholes post on?
Right, that's what I'm saying. They probably just keep that shit to themselves.
Yeah, they don't want to embarrass themselves.
You know what it is? Is that when you're a real asshole, you don't care whether you are or not. You would never come
You would never ask.
Yeah, you would never ask.
You would never ask.
But alright, guys, thank you so much for watching the Pink Pill Podcast.
Yes, and come back. We love you already.
Subscribe, like. We'll be back very, very soon.
Yes. Bye. Bye.